Okay, I guess I get to do this all over again because I didn't hit record because I'm a moron. How are you, people? I am Taylor. It's November 2nd, 2022. This is the Cranky Comic Book Review Show. I've got a new camera set up. I'm trying the audio without the headset because I don't like wearing headsets. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if this works for you. It's a little bit further away from the camera, and you're going to see the ring lighty in the reflections when I hold up the books, but it is what it is. I still haven't figured out the right way to do all this in this new place, and I'm bumbling through it, so bumble through it with me. But yeah, 5 books this week, worst to best. Nobody knows the rules because there are no damn rules. It's a chaotic anarchy. All right, worst, and not awful, but just, whatever. That's how we're going this week. Avengers Forever, number 10. This book is a frustrating book. We're 10 issues in, and it's been all set up so far. It really has. Each issue has pretty much been, Avenger from a different multiverse. And so I think the only reason the damn title survived this long is because people are specking on it and thinking, it's Avengers from the multiverse. Every issue is a first appearance. I can put it aside and be worth billions. Yeah, maybe. The problem is while each of these little nuggets of stories that Jason Aaron's telling are fine enough, it just hasn't gone anywhere at all. We're still set up as far as why these Avengers are being gathered, what's the point, who are they going to fight, how it's all going to go down. And I get when you get to that point, the book is probably going to be over. But we're getting to the point where the book should probably be over. It's the art by Toei is fine. I mean, not really. The art's pretty bad. I don't really care for the art. The story of Aaron, it's all right. But 10 issues of just gathering your forces, I mean, it's a slow thing. And just speed it up. Just give me some action. Punch some people. Take some lessons from Tom Taylor. When he's playing around in the multiverse. Gets that stuff going bang, 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 and then we're off to the races. This is like a slow do. I guess we're going to the racetrack today to bet on some horsies. Yeah, it's all right. Just wait for it to be collected or just spec on it like everyone else is doing and call it a day. But if you want to read it, I guess you can. It's all right. All right, next. We have, and this is my second time recording this. Did I mention that? Because I'm a moron. Poison Ivy number 6 is the last issue of this, and I'm glad it's done. This book has tried to straddle the line between DC and horror, and not really super effectively for all 6 issues. It's done enough to keep me interested. But any other week, I probably would have just picked this up digitally because I could have walked out of the comic book shop spending $7 today. Probably should have, but I was like, well, I gotta have something to read and talk about, right? For you people, for you, and okay, for me too. And I was curious to see how it ended. It ends pretty predictably. It doesn't really shake up the status quo of the universe. The mechanism used to defeat the evil and or end the book is also fairly predictable. The emotional mechanism, very predictable. It's fine. There's a fill-in artist for part of this, which I don't love. I mean, it's a 6-issue mini. You draw a 6-issue mini or just make it release when it's all done. I don't get some of that, especially because this doesn't really tie in any continuity stuff. So it's an okay one. If you love Poison Ivy, you might not even like this because they've done some stuff with her character. If you don't like Poison Ivy and you like Swamp Thing, maybe it's for you. Just read it collected or read it digitally, honestly. Just get that DC Universe Unlimited to your mom for $99 a year. Just throw it on that stack to read. It's not worth buying. Learn a lesson from me, people. And all right, here we have one of the few DC books I have been buying every month, and I probably still will. And I don't know necessarily why, but it's Batman number 129, Chip Zdarsky, Jorge Jimenez, and this is the fail-safe. It's first arc by Chip Zdarsky with a backup story by Chip Zdarsky and some other artists. I like the backup story a little better. I like the art a little better, even though I love Jimenez. I just kind of like the variation and some of the other stuff in the background thing. Doesn't matter. The background is R, the background story, the alternate Batman, whatever. Anyways, the main story is Batman in his subconscious created a robot subconsciously with his subconscious, super brain to do some consciously super things that if Batman went too far, this robot would be the fail-safe to stop him. It feels like this idea has been done before. I don't think this specific variation has, but it really feels like, we've been here before. Batman set up some shit that, to stop things. Although the big twist is this time he didn't set up the robot to stop the Justice League. He set it to stop himself. Dun, dun, dun. And I guess it's an interesting enough twist. And it's fine, and it's well executed. It's just I was hoping for a little bit more from Chip Zdarsky off the first run. And I think we're going to get there. I have a feeling this is going to be used to clean a little bit of the Bat family house in some ways, which is kind of necessary. It's a bloated goddamn mess with like 85 people that are all somehow bat people. I don't understand. I guess it's a cave of bats, whatever. And it's okay. It's just not great. It's entertaining. It's a superhero book. It's better than Tynan, better than Josh Williamson's in on the book. So take it for what it's worth. I'll probably keep it up just because I feel like I should probably have at least one monthly DC book I pull. All right, next. And this one also, I almost dropped, but it was a slow week, and I'm pretty glad I picked this up. This is Little Monsters number. Look, ring light. See, you see the ring. Little Monsters number 7 by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. It's vampires, vampire kids left to rot at the end of the world, which sounds like an interesting idea, and it is an interesting idea. But the first 6 issues of this were so ungodly, interminably, unbearably slow-paced that I was like, I'm just kind of waiting for a collection. But I got impatient today because I had a head cold and was all hopped up on Benadryl, and I was like, well, I should probably buy some books. So I bought this, and I'm glad I did. It's the best issue by far, most action-packed. You finally get a little bit of character reveal with some of these kids, so they're starting to take on a little bit of personality because there wasn't much differentiating them in the first 6 issues. And then, most importantly, you learn at least enough of a nugget of like that the fact that there might be something greater going on, that there might be a bigger backstory that we're not in on yet, and it sounds like it could be a pretty interesting one, but it took 7 issues to get here. It's sort of the same problem I had with Avengers Forever. I would say wait till a collection on this one, but I wouldn't, honestly. I would wait until it's over. I would wait until at least volume 2 or 3 is out collected, because first, if you read the first volume, it's going to bore the shit out of you. And if you just pick this up now, you're like, okay, well, I just bought 6 issues. Buy the first issue, sit on it, spec on it, do whatever the hell you want with your money. Maybe it'll get turned into an HBO Max series if things ever turn back around or something, and they stop canceling every goddamn show about to be made. But just wait. Let people like me, let the reviewers be like that you trust. It doesn't have to be me. If you don't trust me, that's fine. You can disagree with me all day long. I would love it. Please disagree down in the comments. Please let me know. Please have a dialogue. Do anything. But just hold out. I mean, it'll probably get collected at some point. It'll probably read much better as a collection. And I think you want the whole story because there are tantalizing nuggets and there are tantalizing little bits, but it is kind of a torturous journey to get to this. Dustin Nguyen's art is fantastic. Black and white, inky, fluid, kind of digital halftones. He's great at drawing these little vampire little monsters. Get it, little monsters. And then, it was super effective at that. It's just a weird way that Jeff Lemire decided to pace this thing. And I know he can tell a story. I like Lemire. I love most of Lemire's stuff. But this run of his is probably the least favorite thing I've read in a while. That said, this is still a pretty darn good issue of it. So I have hope. And my hope can be your folly. That doesn't make any damn sense. I don't know. Words are hard. All right, last and best book of the week. We have Behemoth, Bohemian Rhapsody. Written by Tate Brombell, art by Nick Robles. This is a gorgeous book, mostly. There's some weirdly cartoony flashbacks. Jesus Christ. Did I mention I'm on cold drugs right now? That don't quite seem to fit in with some of the other stuff, but I get what the artist is going for with it. And also the flashbacks do tend to have to do with like when the main character is a kid, and kids are just hard to draw. So that and this book does jump back and forth in time and possibly dimensions. It's an intriguing story. Any other week it probably would have been middle of the pack, maybe high middle of the pack, carried by the artwork. But there's just, again, it was such a slow ass week that I was like, all right, this is the best one. It's most interesting. It's all set up. Like this issue resolves nothing at all. And it leaves you with more questions than answers. And the last page, you're like, all right, I guess that's what we're doing. Which is interesting enough. It's not crazy unique. And I think there are enough nuggets planted in here that you're like, okay, you can maybe piece together what might happen. But it could go a couple different ways. And that part I do like. You're not given all the answers right off the bat, but you're also not left in the dark. The first issues are tricky, especially when you're trying to do something like this, where you're trying to like peel away layers and not reveal to the audience exactly what's going on. You have to keep them interested, and you have to like do enough to like keep them intrigued. And this one did for me. Your mileage may vary on it. You may be like, that was frustrating. I wanted to know more. And I get that. I don't want to know more. But I want to know more, and I'm interested enough that I'm going to pick up issue number 2. And that's about the best I can ask out of comics nowadays, especially serial stuff where you're like, okay, that was decent, and it kept me grabbed, and I'm interested enough to figure it out and follow along. So that's what this one is. It's got some horror elements. It's got some like possibly family abuse kind of stuff. So maybe that's a little triggering for some people, or not family abuse, child abuse kind of stuff. And like it's dealing with some like psychological issues that might not be your cup of tea. But I liked it. I think it's worth picking up, and if you can find it, I'm not saying for a spec book. It's probably not one of those. Like it probably won't get turned into your next super thriller. But I don't read books generally to spec on them. I actually like to just read books for the medium they are in. Like I love comics. I don't necessarily give a shit if a comic gets translated into something else. Like I could really give a rat's ass if someone's killed the children. It's turned into a movie. It's a different thing. A movie and a comic are two different things. I like to read the comics for the comics. That's just me. I know your mileage may vary. Collect how you want to collect. Read what you want to read. Yell at me like you want to yell at me. I don't really care. All right, I'm going to take more pills, more drugs, some Robitussin, some Emergency, some, I don't know, whatever else, NyQuil, tequila. I'm going to pass the hell out or something. I'm going to try to. I'll see y'all next week. Don't be a dick, even if you're dying of cubicle plague. I'm looking at you, Susan. I think I got it from you. See you later.